Hi everyone, welcome to Nealay at Night here on the Jesse James Beads Facebook page. My name is Nealay Patel, and I'm a designer and author, and it is my pleasure to be designing here for you guys live, again for Jesse James Beads. And what my task here is that I'm given some materials, and I find quick and easy techniques to create simple, fun, and really stylish projects for you guys. And it's all beads from Jesse James. I keep the technique super simple and really just encourage inspiration, ideas that you guys can try and do with the beads themselves. And so I hope you were able to catch the last Nealay at Night that we did, because I love this necklace, and let me show you guys. We created this together, which is super funky, super cool. Lots of fun textures going on here. So you'll recognize this bead wheel. This is the Mermaid's Cove bead connector, and it's a super cool beaded wheel. And we connected that to this swanky tassel here that's in teal. Look at those shades, aren't they just gorgeous? And it's got this really cool sparkly cap at the top. And then we just connected it to a piece of chain, which we broke part of it, and design-wise we had this beautiful gear chain, and we intersected it with this really cool white enamel bobble chain. Can't keep the terms in my head correctly. Isn't that fun though? All we did was just connect it with jump rings to create this really fun, interesting design. And this was really easy to make. Probably took 15-20 minutes at the most to do. And again, try and keeping it simple and fun for you guys, because these beads themselves are so beautiful that they kind of just speak for themselves. But I'm excited about tonight's project, and before I get to that, I have a couple announcements to make, or really just one big one. I actually just got this in the mail yesterday, but check this out, you guys. First of all, I'm sure you'll recognize those beads, of course, but if you haven't yet, check out the latest Beadwork magazine. This is the August issue, and yours truly with Jesse James Beads is in there. I've even got some Silver Silk, which is my new brand of knitted wire, and I'm using that as a chain with the Jesse James Beads. So if you love this technique, because I've done it a couple times, but if you didn't quite catch it, there are written instructions in Beadwork magazine in the Fast and Fabulous section, and we are super excited about this. But I'm just showing you pictures there. Yeah, I got to show you in real life what they look like, right? Here's that necklace, which is super fun. The tassel, got the silver silk, hello, and this beautiful big crystal there. So that's fun. If you wanted to increase that set there, you could make this bracelet, which has also the tassel technique there with the wire wrapping, and these beautiful beads in grays. And if that's not enough, then check out these earrings. Let me see if I could pull it together real quick. Ooh, there we go. That's the full set. Isn't that just gorgeous? You know you want to make it. So beautiful. I am loving it. Again, that's Beadwork magazine in the Fast and Fabulous section. We'll actually have another design in the next issue as well. So keep your eyes peeled in the bead magazines, because you just never really know. Now, tonight's project, I'm pretty excited about it. I thought we could dabble with this beautiful thick leather cut cord and make a cool wrap bracelet that I have an idea for using some chain. So I'm actually just going to turn my camera around and see if we can get a good focus in on this workspace here. But this idea came to me at kind of the last minute for something else. And you know how you just kind of put stuff together and it works amazingly. And I think this is definitely one of those situations. But I have some materials at my desk here. I've got, of course, the thick cut leather cord. We've got this beautiful cobalt enamel chevron chain, which is so beautiful. We've got some beads here, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to connect some of these, but I do intend to use them at somewhere along the point. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. So do keep your eyes peeled on those, but that's the Hills of Taos from the Georgia O'Keeffe collection. And God, I've been using these for everything lately, and they're just so beautiful. So I'm not sure if they're sold out or not, but I would definitely hit up the website to check them out. If they're still available, it's a gorgeous mix. I've got a couple 6mm jump rings just to kind of give my clasp there at the end, put it together. And then, of course, I've got some ribbon crimps that I'm going to be using. So all good materials, and I will be using everything. But the first thing I want to pick up is this thick cut leather cord, and I want to measure it around my wrist, give or take. I'm going to actually eyeball it and say I've got that big well, here, let's just do it this way. So I want to leave a little bit of room for the clasp. So I think I'm going to cut it about right there and just use this much at a time. So I'm just going to use a pair of wire cutters to do this. You could really use scissors or anything. I'm going to put that to the side. Go ahead, and if you've got a kind of a scrappier end, I do encourage cutting that off to a nice blunt cut. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my ribbon crimp to this because I feel like now's a really good opportunity to do that. So I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers and spread this open because the name for it is definitely not a lie. It is definitely thick cut leather cord there. So there we go. Spread it open, and I'm just going to stick that in at the end there. So that looks good. See if I can pinch it shut. You don't have to use glue or anything. This cap does have teeth in it to grasp that leather cord. You just really have to show it who's boss, of course. And I'll want to do that to both sides because I think my wrap will be clean enough to where I don't need to tuck anything in later. So that's also the good news for this. And I'm hoping that this technique will go very quickly for what I have in mind because it is truly one of the easiest things that you could possibly do, which some of you have figured out what I'm going to do actually at this point or not, I don't know. But I feel like it'll give a really cool effect to a bracelet. But my idea was to layer this on top of this beautiful cord to create this really neat, almost multi-layered effect. And so let's see if we could pull that off here. What I'm going to do is actually see if I can get my wire's not going to go through that necessarily, but I think we can wrap around it. So let me secure this one end first and then work my way around. I am also working with 26 gauge wire. This is super flexible, super handy to have, and I think it will just help to disappear into the work as we weave this together. But what you'll do is you'll just layer this as such and wrap this end piece. I want to leave myself a little bit more than that much wire at the end there, just for security purposes, because I will probably want to wrap that several times so it doesn't come apart. But in any case, get crafty with this, you guys. You can actually layer this right on and then just go ahead and twist it around a couple times. That should get you going. And then you simply just twist once, move on down, and go around into, the next part there. There we go. Just like that. And that is going to give you one strong hold. So no gluing, no crazy business. We're just adding texture on top of texture to create this effect. And you do want to be nice and tidy with your coiling. It will give you a better professional finish with this. There we go. Sometimes that wire is a little bit long and it gets a little bit of a nuisance, so I might actually trim it and see if I can work with a shorter piece a little bit easierly. I don't think that's an actual word, but we're going to use that today. There we go. Same thing with the chevron chain here. If it feels a little bit big, we can always trim it a little bit, and that will free up some grief that you have of working with longer pieces of materials. There we go. I just used my pair of Xeron wire cutters to do that. But now I should be able to weave it pretty easily. There we go. So now is a good time as I'm wrapping this around to chit chat, leave a comment, tell me if you like this technique. Woo! And yeah, I just want to hear from you guys as I'm reading this. But this is really easy. It's a splendid evening, I must say. And I find this technique to be quite relaxing and quite easy to do, but you could see that how quickly that's already coming together. There we go. And I think it's a really fun idea. So many people are watching here. Joan is here. Hi, Joan. Thank you for joining. We have Anita. Hi. Lisa's here as well. Hi, Lisa. So what else can I tell you guys? I hope you are loving these videos. We try and do these twice a week and upload them to a couple different places. First is the website, so check out www.jessejamesbeats.com. And the other is our YouTube page, so go to youtube.com and check out well, I guess type in Jesse James Beads and you'll definitely find us on there. And please subscribe, destroy that like button, and share. Share the knowledge, share the wealth that we're creating here to your fellow craft people and friends. There we go. All right. So as you could see, I'm just rapping and chatting away here, but once you get this kind of workable, at a workable length, you could see how easy it is to just adhere it onto that bracelet. But look at that, it's nice and neat, and I got this really fun detailed effect in no time. And you'll be able to add on wire pretty easily, even if you come up to a shorter end, which is what I'm doing. I had to chop my wire off, for those of you that are just now joining, because it was getting to be a bit of a nuisance. Let's see. It looks like I need to end it there. So I'm going to actually wrap it twice. And I'll probably tuck this end into the bead work there, or the chain inside of the chain there, just to make sure that it's nice and secure. But I can pick up my other scrap of wire here and continue to create that wrap. There we go. I could even twist them together later on, and it'll come out pretty seamless if I tuck in that wire correctly. Now, a tip that you could probably do is coil this together, just like this. And then all you have to do is keep it in your hand. Whoops. And just simply coil it around. There we go. And that way you could take a little bit at a time as you need it and comfortably work as you need to. So there we go. Almost done, you guys. This is fantastic. I'm gonna have a finished project here at the end of this class. Sometimes your wire will want to get crazy there, but you just simply bend it back in place and it's no big deal. All right. This wrapping goes super easy. And I've created basically a new material with just weaving this stuff together. Something super unusual, and I think it's very unexpected. But there's a question on here if this is gold or silver wire, and this is actually a brass colored wire, only because I wanted to match my chain. Now you'll notice that my finding at the end doesn't match, but that is okay. That is why we have vintage gold paint that we could just dab on and brush it on pretty easily to get a more of a brassier feel, I guess. That way it kind of all matches together. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me too much. There we go. So I'm just going to wrap that a couple times and then tuck in my wire into, got a little piece that's sticking out there, into my chain there. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I think what I can do is actually tuck it into, whoops, into there. And I did wrap it several times, so I don't think it's going to come undone. Luckily, and wire is not the same as string, that's for sure. Same thing here. I think we can just simply tuck this into our chain pretty easily. There we go. And it does stay. Pretty snazzy, I will say that. I was not expecting as much of a rich texture as this has come out as, but I am quite pleased. There we go. I think I'm just going to trim that up. And last is this guy, so I'm just going to wrap him a couple times. And then I can just simply tuck this into my wrap. Call it good. There we go. I do want it to go behind my chain though. There we go. Perfect. So now I can take some jump rings, and as you can see, it's also going to be comfortable to wear because that is just purely wrapped cord and won't disturb anyone or cut against any skin or anything crazy like that. But now I can take some jump rings and actually add in my clasp. I don't have one laying out on the table, sadly. But I think this is where my charms can come in handy. So if I wanted to add a little trinket to the end there, this would be the time to use those nice tassels and other components to really give yourself a really neat effect. I think I'm going to add 2 to that now that I'm looking at it. Just for extra dramatic effect. So do check out the tassels and any other pendants or charms on the site, www.jessejamesbeads.com, and I think my friends on the other line are posting links to everything, so that'll make it easy. But ooh, you guys, look at that! Pretty neat. I think I lost my other jump ring. Flew off the table somewhere. In any case, I will find it. And not only will I find it, but I am going to put a clasp on it and take a photo of this for you guys, just because that was super fun to do, super easy. I got a little bit of bead action in there, and guys, I love this project. Super fun. I'm gonna turn this camera back around. All right, did you guys love that? That was a lot of fun. I can't believe how quickly some of these projects come together, and it's funny because I don't have a huge plan in mind whenever I'm doing this, so certainly if I can come up with a design idea and inspire you guys, then I'm definitely doing my job. And if you can take the idea behind it and make it your own, that's even better. So if you love these tutorials, please check out www.jessejamesbeads.com. In the top right hand side, you'll find a video tutorials link. On there, we'll find all the recent videos. We also upload those to YouTube, so go to youtube.com, subscribe so you do not miss any of these videos. And you could also check us out on Instagram. Please like us there and follow. And lastly, if you love me, do check out my brand Silver Silk and More. Just type it into Facebook because that's where you'll see a lot of tutorials. Silver Silk is one word, and just look for the purple. But often in time I do use Jesse James Beads with most of my tutorials, so you'll get even extra more inspiration there and all kinds of ideas. So alright guys, until the next Nealay at Night, which will be Monday at 6:30, I leave you guys with inspiration, creativity, hopefully some new ideas, and we at Jesse James Beads and Nealay Patel love you. So we'll catch you next time, and keep it creative. Good night.